Hello, everybody. Welcome to another moon phase reading. I had to take a bit of a break. I'm sorry about that. I had a lot of transition going on. I was moving, and I just couldn't break free to get the time to focus in and do these moon phase readings. I'm back on track now, so let's kick it off. This is a moon phase reading for the period of time just after this full moon that we are in now on April 12th, and that will stretch to the new moon on April 27th. I hope everyone is having a great full moon. Things are going well, and you're seeing some completions and good, abundant energy right now. That's my hope for you. This reading in particular, I'm going to have another video that just covers what I try to focus on and what I'm thinking about when I do these moon phase readings. This is for sort of like a magical weather report. It's about the subtle energies that are out there on almost a global level. Like, what do we kind of need to know if we are doing manifestation work, magical work, spiritual work, and what is the prevalent currents and weather that is going on around us. So with that being said, that's what this reading focuses on. And it's sort of an overarching layer of energy for that period of time as we move out of this one moon phase into another. Right now it's kind of all lights are green. Mercury has gone direct. Venus, I believe, went direct today, and the eclipses are finished. So all of that work that has gone into those retrograde periods and all of that cleaning out and sorting and sifting, it's now time, at least it feels that way, for sort of a full speed ahead approach. We'll see what the cards say. I'm going to use the Wildwood Tarot. I like this tarot a great deal. I've trimmed the edges off these, so because I felt that a lot of these had pictures that just really they like join together well, and you can do little tableaus. All right, so let's get into this. This is for the magical energy, spiritual energy, creative energy. What do we need to know for those of us that work with this energy for the period post full moon, so approximately around April 13th or 14th, moving into April 27th. Oh, do we have a volunteer there? Almost. I'll do a final cut here. There we go. I'm going to draw, we'll see. I think I'm going to draw one card with the pendulum. If I need to speed this up, I will, so don't be startled if this suddenly jumps and skitters. What do we need to know right now? Over here. And in here somewhere. It's this one right here. That one came flying out. We're going to see what that's about. And then, you know what? One of these cards on the right-hand side wants to be pulled, so we're going to do that. It's getting chaotic. Here. This one. And where's this one to go? We're going to put it right there for now, in sequence. And then the next card is over here. It's in here. This one. All right, we'll pull those for now. Okay. Let's see what we have. This was our first card. Oh, Six of Stones. Six of Pentacles. Exploitation. Now this card seems a little rough, right? It almost has a Five of Pentacles feel. I've always actually had a little bit of trouble with this card, so I think it's funny that it's popped up. Nine of Stones, Nine of Pentacles. This one says tradition. The traditional meaning is about a lot of abundance and goodwill. And the Fool, or the Wanderer in this case. Again, you can almost... Oh, I think I see it. Okay. And this is the card that flipped out. Ah, the Blasted Oak, otherwise known as the Tower in the traditional tarot. Okay, so I think this is about strength. This is about coming out of a rough time. Not so much exploitation, though possibly. This is about, I kind of want to just, this is like a background card. I'm going to stick it right here. It feels like it needs to go right there. So this period of time right now, as we go from full moon to new moon, I get the feeling that this was a rough period for a lot of people. This period right here. It feels like a past card. And just a lot of sadness and a lot of rough times, a lot of change that maybe wasn't for the better. Here, this looks pretty barren. This looks pretty bleak. I think that could have been the mindset possibly. And the Tower, of course, or the Blasted Oak, is that old ideas are just being blasted apart. We're definitely in that time period. I think that period, this is like a necessary cleansing, almost, is what I'm getting. Like a necessary cleansing time, a time to really purge. That was that Mercury retrograde, that Venus retrograde, can't talk. It was a time of really cleansing and purging and letting things that are not good come to the fore so they can be seen and worked with. So it's almost like a new start vibe. And we're going to go with the Wildwood version of this, which is tradition. And it feels like this period of time, it is a time to really get into some traditional practices, ways, sit meditation formally, practice that connection to the earth, practice that connection to love and understanding, but do it in a formal way, do it in a traditional way. The traditions can sometimes, I'm not a big fan of dogma. There's a difference between dogma and tradition, right? Well, maybe there isn't. I don't know. You tell me. Tell me in the comments. What do you think is the difference between dogma and tradition? I think tradition, I'm almost getting a feel like it's a time for new traditions. There it is. Because of the Fool, because of the Wanderer. This is a time to start anew. It's a time, this next couple weeks is a time to, not to worry about old traditions, but to think about like using the old as a base, using the old ways and the past as a way to understand the future and to move forward, but to really focus on new ways to practice, new ways to do prayer, new ways to do affirmations, new ways to connect with the earth, if that's what you do, new ways to connect with the stars, the universe, all of that. I think that this period of time, as we go to this new moon, this time of cleansing really has shown us what is central, right? Central to the reading, central to us, what we need to move forward and step into something brand new. Now, this is a global reading. This is an overarching reading. That's the general energy. So you want to look at affirmations, look at a new way to say affirmations, a new way to phrase them, a new way. What do you want to manifest? If you're doing manifestation work, a new way to do sigils, a new way to think about your abundant life. What can you do that breaks the mold a little bit? And think about that and begin to put that in practice. Just begin to put that in practice. This might take a week of you sorting this out and to get ready for that new moon on the 27th, which is here. Okay? So be thinking about that as you go through this next couple of weeks. Be thinking about how, like, what didn't work, what caused wreck and ruin, what caused things to collapse or not work, what wasn't working. And it's almost like these two cards. This is the past, this is the future. Yeah. So how can you build a base from the past? Those who forget the past are doomed to repeat it, right? But we don't want to fall into dogma. There are new ways to build a future. There's new ways to build your practice. There's new ways to build your workings. Start looking at that. Start thinking about that. Sit and connect and listen to higher information, or whatever higher information you tap into. Sit down with that. Sit down with that. Try to connect. Yeah, the snake, I get this regenerative energy that is coming up from the earth. It's spring, duh. We're also going to have a lot of spring energy coming into play here. So what can you do to step forward into something that is new and exciting and a little mysterious, magical, maybe a little scary? Look at those woods. Look how thick those woods are. But it's okay because you have this tradition. You know what hasn't worked and what can you do to move forward. Okay, so that's going to be our overarching energy. Let me get a quick punctuation card, like I always like to do, and we'll see what it says. Okay, as usual, I have these Angels and Ancestor cards from Kyle Gray, artwork by Lily Moses, and this artwork is gorgeous. Highly recommend you check this deck out. I love this deck so much. I use it pretty much every day. We're going to scoot these down. We're going to get our punctuation card real quick. Yeah, we're going to use the pendulum on this one. Do a quick shuffle. What do we need to know for punctuation from this reading for these overarching energies that we need to work on? Got to make the noise, right? Got to make the noise when you spread a deck of cards. Do you? Do you really? Okay, let me get this set. What do we need to know? It's resetting. Or it isn't. Let's go over here. Is it? Well, you guys can't really see that. I apologize. But there we go. Give it a little bit of a nudge. Yeah, okay. And what's this one? Sorry, you guys couldn't really see that one, but look at that. Shed the old skin. Shed the old skin. There it is. What can you do over the next few weeks to shed the old pain, to shed the old things that weren't working, the blockages? What can you do to scrape that skin off and find a new way to move forward? Because that's the energy right now. Grab onto that spring energy, grab onto it. And what can you do that is new and fresh and amazing and magical? And we're going to look at that too. You are not alone. Guardian angel. You're watched over. You've got help if you want it. When it comes to this, ask. Ask, and your higher helpers will come and give you some information on that. All right, everybody. I hope this has helped. Look to probably the day after this video comes out, I will be putting out the video for the week ahead. And then I'll do a video for an overall explanation of this moon phase reading. And I'm mainly doing that just to have it at the top of my channel so people can kind of get a quick understanding. Okay. If you have any questions, if you want to comment about the reading, I like to discuss the readings. I like to discuss any of this type of work. You can leave me a comment down below. I love those. Throw a like on the video if this was good for you. It helps the channel grow. Subscribe, share this video with other folks if you think this might be helpful. And you can reach me at alongadifferentpath@gmail.com if you would like to book a reading. And that is it. I hope you have a great moon phase and a full moon. I hope everything goes well. We'll get through this full moon, and then we'll be on to learning some new things, right? Scraping away the old. Take care, everybody. As always, peace and strength, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.